Yes, so very good morning, everyone. Welcome to another engaging session of Synergy Sphere on this bright Saturday morning, a virtual event by the students for the students at MITSD. So I'm Trupti Kulkarni, your host for today's session. Synergy Sphere is not just a live discussion series, but in fact, it is a space where we come together to share knowledge, grow as professionals, and build valuable connections as well. Every session brings new insights, and today is no exception. So, today we are focusing on a theme that is very crucial for stepping into leadership roles, which is key leadership lessons for mid level managers. Right. So being a mid-level manager comes with a lot of unique challenges, balancing expectations from senior leadership while guiding and mentoring your own teams. Right. So it requires a blend of strategic thinking, adaptability, and also a lot of people management skills. To help us further discover this topic, we have an accomplished professional and a fellow MIT SD student as well with us today here today. So we are having Mr. Mohammad Zahid with us today. He is currently pursuing a PGDM with MIT SD. Professionally, he is an embedded test lead with over 11 years of vast experience in software testing, automation, verification, and validation across industries like automotive, home appliances, and medical devices as well. Zahid has led high performing teams, optimized testing processes, and integrated agile and CI CD methodologies to improve efficiency. So, his expertise spans team building, leadership, and project management, making him the perfect speaker and your guide for today's session in Synergy Sphere. So, beyond his professional achievements, Zahid is also passionate about mentorship and continuous learning. So, he's actively guiding junior professionals and sharing insights on leadership. So, let us give him a warm welcome. Welcome to the session, Zahid. It's a pleasure to have you here today. And thank you, first of all, for taking out time to share your knowledge and experiences with all of your classmates, all of your peers at MITSD. So, before we actually dive into the topic, let us first begin by understanding more about your background and journey.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. So, yes, here goes the first question. Could you tell us a bit about yourself and your educational background, Zahid?
Okay, so thank you so much for the introduction, ma'am. So my name is Mohammad Zahid. I'm a technical lead manager with over 11 years of experience in the embedded system development and testing, then the project management, then the cross-functional leadership across the industries, as you have mentioned about the automotive, home appliances, irrigation, medical, and research. I'm Six Sigma Green Belt and Black Belt certified and currently working at the Toro Technologies. I mostly focus on the enhancing the testing efficiency, ensuring the high quality solution and various using various tools like Parasoft, VectorCast, LabVIEW, Torotype. I have completed my MSc Electronic Science from the University of Pune Department of Electronic Science. And currently I'm doing the PGDM in the project management in MIT.
Yes, thank you so much for that. That's a well-rounded academic journey that you have shared, and it's impressive how you have also combined your engineering, electronics, and management. A very strong foundation often leads to impactful research work, and I understand you have been involved in some exciting projects as well. So, could you tell us more about your research topic?
So I have published like four international and one national research paper. One was related to the LEAPS, which is Lunar Electromagnetic and Plasma Sensor Payload, which I believe it is a part of payload which is in PSLV, which launched by the ISRO. So our job was to focus on the frequency radio astronomy for the studying. cosmic phenomena, where we have work on the different sort of radio frequencies, and basically we communicated through different sort of satellites or the from the base station, how we will be, uh, communicating between satellites and the how we are going to send the signals to the base station. So that sort of activity we have performed, and that was part of the payload which was in the satellite. So after that, we have worked on the there is one order compass
Mhm.
where that paper is published in IEEE Explorer, where we have worked on the different sort of hazardous gas detection, rescue operation, and the fuel testing, where we used to make sure that in our industry, when gas is leaking, so which specific gas is leakage from which direction.
Mhm.
So this robot will go to that direction and it will point out a specific direction where the gas is leakage. So
Okay.
we'll take we can take the preventive action. Then another one was about the smart home using the LabVIEW deck. So I have also presented one paper where we have mentioned about what are all things need to be there in the home automation, uh, specifically security, then environment monitoring, then remote control facilities and all. So these are the couple of papers that I have published in my research.
That's amazing. It's fascinating how research can also, develop analytical and problem solving skills, both crucial for leadership roles. That is your topic for today. So speaking of foundational, influences, let's talk about your family and how they have shaped your career path. So could you please provide a brief overview of your family background, Zahir?
Okay, so I came from a family engaged in the textile business, especially in areas such as saris. We used to make saris, that is very small scale.
Mhm.
So in Maharashtra, people are talking about the different variants of saris like Nowar, Sahawar, like
Hmm.
9 meters,
Correct.
6 meter, like that. So we
Correct.
used to make those saris. So my family is altogether involved in that business.
Hmm.
Apart from that, there is a lot of educational and professional background that they have provided me. So they, supported and encouraged me in the every field of professional and the personal growth. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for providing that information, that little background of your family. Family definitely plays a huge role in shaping our ambitions and our values. While personal background provides the foundation, I think continuous education helps us stay relevant in our career. So, you are currently pursuing PGDM from MIT SD. So, how has this educational pursuit impacted your career so far?
So, I'm currently in first semester in my PGDM,
Correct.
and it has already started refining my skills in different ways, like in strategy, decision making, leadership, and the project management. This program has like broadened my perspective on business operations and leadership framework, which I gradually applying in my professional as well as personal,
Hmm.
um, career, and I continue my journey, and I eager to expand my knowledge and apply these insights to drive meaningful impact to the organization and toward myself.
Definitely. Thank you for sharing that. I think lifelong learning is the key to staying ahead, and it's great to see
Yes.
your how your education at MIT SD is in fact complementing your industry experience that you already have a vast of experience, right? So while education equips us with knowledge, with leadership is about applying it effectively, right? Especially when you're guiding others, your team members. So let's talk about how you mentor and support your team. And what methods, Zahid, do you use to mentor and support junior team members in their own professional development?
Yeah, so as we everyone are not having the same mindset.
Correct.
Everyone is not having the
Correct.
same way of approach to the problem. So I strongly believe in leading by example, offering
Mm.
the constructive feedback and creating the growth opportunities. So there are few things which I used to prefer is first thing is one-on-one mentorship.
Mm-hmm.
um, if you say same thing in a group to the group and you say same thing one on one, so it will, change the
Mm.
impact of the person.
Absolutely correct.
Then encouraging the ownership. So they should, take the independent problem solving capabilities and the accountabilities need to be, improved. So we need to work on those parameters. Then providing the technical guidance and leadership
Mm.
insights. So this will also help them to understand
Correct.
where they are, Then one thing which I recently started is creating the complex competency matrix. So
Okay.
it will give individual their development level where they are actually,
Mm.
not in the professional way, but in the personal way also.
Okay.
So whatever they feel, they will write it down in that matrix and they'll keep it with them only. And I encourage
Okay.
them to just, uh, you know, evaluate their growth by their own so that they will think like if I'm
Mm.
working in a specific industry for maybe 2 years, 3 years, so what I'm
Mm.
getting out of it. So that is quite a interesting thing to know about and to work on the individual.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, thanks for sharing that the competency matrix that you are already using it with your team. So, mentorship is definitely a crucial aspect of leadership, and the way you guide your team reflects your leadership philosophy as well. So, every great leader has a unique approach.
Mm.
While, so what qualities do you believe make an exceptional leader, and how have you embodied them in your own journey?
Yeah, first of all, I won't call myself as a great leader. But yeah, there are few techniques that we I used to work on. Like
Mm.
first thing when we talk about our industries, like embedded industries, so
Mm.
in the development and testing industry. So technical expertise in the embedded system is must.
Mhm.
How we will uh, debug the specific scenario, how our different testing methodologies are
Mm.
there, like unit testing, integration, and all these things. Why it is going to perform, why we are going to perform those all sort of testing that we need to understand.
Okay.
Then there is generic like problem solving and analytical skill that need to be there.
Mm.
As era evolved, so we used to get a lot of automation and then AI-driven testing. So all these things are coming in the market. So uh, we need to work on those sort of skills also to enhance ourselves as well as the um help organization to grow faster.
Mm. Correct. So, moving on to the next essential question that I was having, any skills that you think are must have in your field? Could you elaborate on the significance of skills such as cross-functional team leadership and maybe test automation that you had mentioned?
So when we are talking about the skill with respect to the embedded testing, so we
Mhm.
should have the knowledge about the embedded system. There are a lot of controllers out there in the market.
Okay.
We're supposed to know about that. Then when we are writing the code, so how we will be debugging those code. So
Mm.
that technique and the different sort of test methodologies are there. Now there are a lot of tools comes with the AI integration. Like we'll ask them, it will do some sort of create some sort of test framework, test cases, and all. That if that is there, that is well and good. And
Mm.
for the managerial perspective, like leadership, communication, and the project management are the equally crucial. Then, when we are working on these specific tasks, so how we'll prioritize the task, how we will foster the collaboration, and how we'll adapt to the evolving techniques, because always there is something evolving, and if we are not part of the evolving, era or the project, so
Hmm.
we might be, lagging behind.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, with the rapid pace of technological advancement that you had mentioned right now, keeping up with industry trends, I think it's just as important that as mastering core skills. So, what major trends have you observed in the last 3 to 5 years in your domain? Any major trends that you have observed?
So when I started working on, there was one concept uh, um, recently introduced at that time, 2013-14, was artificial neural network,
Hmm.
where we used to create some sort of how a human will think, just neuron, how
Okay.
actually neuron will work. Based on that, we had one algorithm. Then after that, IoT comes in. We mostly all the controllers are communicated with each other, and all this information used
Hmm.
to go on the cloud and all this thing.
Okay.
Then Agile also comes in, where we have hardware and software collaboration with the real-time system validation.
Hmm.
Now, and the now recently, Agile and DevOps comes in. Then AI-driven sort of process also comes in. Then remote collaboration also happened, like
Hmm.
recently when like at the time of COVID. So one person from India and one person, for example, from US can work on the same task at the same time without any issue. So that is also quite interesting now.
Hmm.
Then people are mostly talking about the sustainable testing practices,
Correct.
energy efficient, eco-friendly methodologies. So all this new term or the technologies are coming in. The question is like how you are going to apply those methodologies or the framework to a requirement that is sort of quite interesting now. So we supposed to work on all this, whichever we feel we need to work on that specific methodologies.
Correct. Thank you so much for sharing those techniques, those tools that you think of your the trends or your you can say the insights that have emerged in the 3 to 5 years according to you. So, can you also now go on to share the most effective tools or techniques that have helped you in your career growth, specifically in your career growth till now?
Okay, so for technical competencies, I would say we are currently using Parasoft tool and VectorCast tool, which is for different sort of testings. Then for the automated testing, basically for the auto project tracking and documentation, we are currently using Jira and Confluence.
Hmm.
For the communication practices, we are using Microsoft Teams, Slacks, and on the personal level, we mostly I mostly focus on the goal setting. Then we do have certain sort of tools for goal setting, then time management, and then self-reflection. And there are some tools or the techniques to enhance, our leadership skills,
Okay.
decision-making abilities like that. So I'm currently working on each and every part of it, like personal, professional, and the I also encourage everyone to be part of ongoing, trends which are going on, and there are a lot of um, things which are going on, like online trainings, offline training.
Mhm.
So would be part of it, and that's what I could suggest.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing that. So, moving on slightly to today's topic, what steps are you specifically taking to transition into senior leadership roles in the next 5 to 10 years, Zaid?
Okay, so for the leadership, there are ways for the what I can say. There is leadership part, and then the project people management. These two are some
Hmm.
thing quite different. So for people management, we can learn a lot of things, but unless and until we'll connect to people, we'll try to understand the people, we will not be effective. Okay, so that
Absolutely.
is always evolving. Like if you are applying one technique to one person and we got successful, but you cannot imagine if you are applying the same thing and to the another person whether it will work, right? We need to have
Mm.
the different sort of approach. So that is always learning. Then
Right.
when we are talking about the project management, then there it comes like we need to plan, we need to have knowledge about that, right? So from the
Right.
starting of the project, when we get the project initialization,
Mm.
what are all things we are doing as a manager? What
Okay.
we supposed to do so that it will not impact, going forward. So planning of project till the in from the initiation to closure, it is something that you need to learn. And when you are
Right.
learning, you are applying that skill. And when you're applying, you are getting something out of it. It would be
Mm.
good or bad, but you will learn. So that also is, continuous learning process. So I believe it will evolve. There will be certain tools will come, for example,
Mm.
Microsoft, project and all these things. It will come, it will help us some way, but for the leadership and especially for the people management, you need to learn from people, with people, by people.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's quite a valuable advice, Zahid. So, leadership is about both technical expertise and interpersonal skills. Definitely, as you have already, shared in your answers before. So, could you share some tips for aspiring professionals on how to develop both? Since you're already covering a part of it in your next delivery in your topic totally, but any tips, if you can share some tips for aspiring professionals to develop both soft and technical expertise.
Yeah, so I would say first thing would be for the effective leadership, first thing would be the empathy. Like
Hmm.
we're supposed to understand, we need to understand and support your, team's challenges, support your peers, support
Right.
your colleagues. Then the clear communication is also one of the important thing where we set the expectation. So
Hmm.
when we started anything and we are communicating clearly, like this is what I'm expecting, XYZ time frame, that is, clearly help us to understand like what is being asked.
Right.
Then provide the guidance whenever it is needed. Encourage everyone and yourself also to become a continuous learner, adapt new trends and technologies. Then, uh, as a manager, trusting your team is very important. Like if you're not trusting them, so you cannot do anything. Um, so great leaders inspire, support, and drive success through the collaboration.
Yes, thank you so much, Zaid, for sharing these glimpses into your journey, your background as well. So, since we have gotten to know you a lot more, the stage is yours now to explore today's theme, and I'm sure our audience, our your classmates, in fact, are eager to learn from you on this important topic: key leadership lessons for mid-level managers. Over to you, Zahid.
Okay, so thank you so much, ma'am. Hope everyone can see my screen.
Yes, it is visible, Zahid.
Okay, perfect. Is it still visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, okay, so um, our today's session is about the key leadership lessons for the mid-level managers. Um, what we are, what is the introduction of mid-level? So mid-level is like bridge between the senior leadership and the employee. So when we're talking about the mid leadership, we are managing, like here it is mentioned, managing ups and downs. Like we are seeking the help from senior leadership. We are getting the project from leadership and how we are delivering to the employee. That is the main part here. Then effective leadership at this level ensure smooth operation and team alignment. How we are clearly communicating the requirement or the goal or the objective of the organization to the our peers or our team, and managing both ups and downs. So align your effort with the organization goal, which is very important. What is written, what is defined by the organization, that we need to work on those, then communicate effectively with seniors and balance expectation from the both level. So it is sort of, I think in one of the lecture, someone has mentioned like we are sandwiched between. So yes, we are sandwiched between the employee and the leadership. So what is the qualities that leadership have? Okay, so uh, first is strategic thinking. We need to align team goals with the organization objective. Then emotional intelligence, build the self-awareness, empathy, and emotional control. Then decision making under the pressure. So a lot of people can make a very good decision when they are not under pressure, but um, in mid-level, mostly it happen like we have a lot of work from ups and from downs, and we are continuously involving in a lot of things. And at that time, if someone asks about some decisions, so it is quite difficult things. So if we are in a pressure, and how we are getting the decision done, that is quite challenging. Then balancing both management and the leadership. Now, this is quite interesting slide, I would say, because based on a lot of sorry, based on I have attended, I think, a couple of leadership lecture from the MIT and from the others also. So I find out a lot of common problems which people are facing. So I heard someone was saying like my employees are not working, not, listening to me. Then someone said like, my employees are directly reporting to my manager, so they are bypassing me. So this sort of questions I heard from the like lecture. So I thought to identify and generalize those problems and write it down here. So, first thing is like mismatch leadership style. So as I mentioned earlier, like um, every person has different perspective, every person has different way of thinking. So if you are applying this same approach to everyone, so there is high chance that you will fail. And that is the problem that a lot of people face. Then lack of team growth. So if team is not growing and individual is not growing, so that is the problem. And then limited skill development or independence, they won't be. Then low engagement, feeling unsupported, and micromanagement. So micromanagement is quite a interesting thing, because it could be, and it is mostly not good for the employee, but it can be or cannot be good from the higher management perspective. So how you will be in managing, that is need to be learned, and that is somewhat problem that commonly we are facing. Then unclear expectation. We used to just say do this work, but ambiguity in roles and tasks. So, if we are just saying this, we need to do this task to the team, uh, but that won't complete your task. We need to assign some specific individual. We need to give some timeline. We need to make them understand the what we are expecting from them. So if you know, means it is not like your employee also know. So in your mind, you are clear like what you need to do, what you expect them to do. But if they are not aware of what exactly they need to do, so there would be challenges. Then ineffective delegation. So there are times when over supervisioning capable members are there. Then there are some certain time then people just say that you'll do that work and you'll report to XYZ and that's it. So both way that is not correct. Like we need to think like how a delegation would be there. Okay, whether it will be just over or under or at the level where exactly delegation is needed. Then uh, that is also one of the problem like resistance to change. There are few people who are maybe like 2, 3 years or 5 years in the same organization in the same role, and they are okay with that role and that organization. They are not at all thinking about what if we are getting any new role or what is we are getting any new challenges. So mostly people when introduced to them about new technologies and new roles, they um, won't be happy, right? They won't they will resist, like they will not happy over the changes what is happening. And as we have just discussed, like people are evolving and the technologies and methodologies are evolving day by day. So we need to work on those problems. So these are the common leadership problems that we have. um, Based on that, I would like to add some polls that questions, if anyone can share those question poll. So what I wanted to understand from you, like, what is your leadership style so that we can uh, convey on those specific part.
Yes, we'll just share those poll questions.
Yes.
Zahid, there's some technical error at our end. Could you please continue it? We'll just launch the poll question in
Okay.
2 minutes.
Okay, perfect.
Yes,
No issue.
yes.
So hope you can see my SL2 slide, right?
Yes,
Okay.
it is. It is visible. Yes.
Yes, perfect. Um, so we heard about the common leadership problems and how we will be going to resolve. There are a couple of techniques that people are using. So there is one model which I found is quite interesting and quite relevant to the problems that mostly people are facing, is the situational leadership SL2 module. So that is by Chart. They have created this module and we'll first try to understand what is this module, what individual things are there. So we will see how we will be um, using this model in our daily, work. So let's try to understand what is this SL2 models. Okay, so the SL2 model helps leaders adapt their styles to team members' development level. It is not like leadership style for every person the same leadership style. So first we need to evaluate the people performance or the development level. So so first one is D1. So suppose people have the, if you see here, low competence and the high commitment. So if person is D1 level, so he is eager but lacks in skill. So that is one part of the person. Then second part of the person or the development level of the second person is D2. They have low to some competence but low commitment. So these people are having some skills but low confidence. Then third type of people are those who have the moderate to high competence and the variable commitment. So those people are skilled, but they are hesitant uh, to take the responsibility, take the ownership. They are hesitant. Then third type of fourth type of people are like they have the high competence and the high commitment. So our leadership goal supposed to be we need to if we found anyone, first we need to evaluate the people, and we need to see how where they are. If they are in a D1, so our aim or the goal is to make them learn more so that they will go to the D4. Okay, skilled and self-reliant. So we can give them the task uh, blindly, like they are skilled and they are, ready to share the information. They don't hesitate much. Okay, so these are the development levels. Now, there are certain type of leadership styles. So as here D1, D4, D1 to D4, in leadership also we have S1 to S4. So then the first leadership style is directing S1. So if you'll see here, S1 is high directive and the low supervision, supportive behavior. So we need to give direction, we need to give clear instructions, then we need to be close supervision. It is not the micromanagement, but we need to be uh, supervising that specific person like closely. That is the D1. That is for S1. Then for second leadership style, that is a high directive and a high supportive behavior. So at this place, we need to guide people and motivate people. Then third is S3, which is supporting. So we need to encourage and build confidence. Then fourth one is delegation. So we will trust with the independent. So now we know how many development levels are there, how many leadership styles are there, um, how we how this will be interacting with each other, that we will see, and how we will be using these models in our daily life, we'll see. So I'll just summarize again. So we have development level D1 to D4, which will talk about the development level of the individual. First one would be eager but lack skill, and then last one is very skilled and the self-reliant. Similarly, we have leadership style S1 to S4. First one is directing, and last one is delegating. Now, we learned about the SL2 module, but how we are going to apply this in the daily routine. Okay, so first we need to assess development level of individual or peers. We need to identify team members' skills and confident for the task. So we don't need to ask everyone or anyone about the development level. It is manager's perspective, like how he or she think, like as development level of individual need to be there. So first, suppose we figure out one person is in D1 level because he is new maybe and he is not having sufficient knowledge. So how, as a leader, how we are going to approach to that situation? So for that, we need to match the leadership style. So for D1, we are giving the S1 style. So in that style, we need to give the direction with clear instruction. And the another one, if it is D2, so we need to guide and motivate. If it is D3, we need to support and involve. If it is D4, we need to delegate with trust. So based on the people's development level, we need to understand the um, leadership style, and we need to support them or direct them or guide them based on the that specific scenario. Okay, so I think we have the question here, poll here, so you can give your feedback, you can give answer. So the purpose of this poll is like we just wanted to understand like each and every participant have how which leadership style they have currently.
Yes, everyone, please answer the poll question. We can only see 128 of the responses, so that we'll also share the results with you.
Mm.
Yes, we'll just share the results now. I hope you all have shared your answers to this question. Yes, so this is the result of your responses.
Perfect. So maybe we can just have one more poll so that we'll understand participant more in a deep, maybe second or
Yes,
third.
yes, we'll have the second poll then.
Yep. So thank you so much for sharing the responses. I see a lot of people are giving the feedbacks which are from every part of it. So maybe we will focus which one is less um, practice, I think, or less known. So it seems it is okay. Maybe we'll share those after this poll. Yeah.
Yes, students, can you all see the poll question? I hope it's visible.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Yes. To everyone who is till the time you are sharing your answers in the poll question, yes, the ones who are asking for the PPT, yes, we'll be sharing the PPT with you with the recap of the session. So yes, we'll be doing that. So please be assured of that. Please quickly share your answer so that we can share the results as well. Yes, Sunny, we'll be having you unmuted at the end of the session. Yes, we'll be taking your question. We'll be sharing the poll question result now, since most of you have answered. Yes, Zaid, we have shared the answer as well.
Yes, perfect, perfect. So, I can see a lot of people. So first of all, this question is not to like evaluate the people, like whether they are having the good problem solving skill or and all, but it is like how many leadership styles are mentioned there, and how you think like that leadership style need to be there with that specific scenario. So a lot of people have given the different sort of responses. So for both the responses, I can see uh, S1, S2, S3, S4. So first, in the first response, I can see a lot of people have given the like sort of leadership style which is matched actually with that question. Okay, so thank you so much. We'll see after this. We'll see the how we will be going to apply those leadership style in the next page in the next slide. So yeah, this is the daily how we are going to apply this in the daily leadership. Now, there are certain scenarios which I wanted to cover here about the first case study. So this sort of question was also there in our poll. So now in one case study, we'll learn what if any new person, employee will join the organization or to the project. So now scenario is like a fresh graduate join a software testing team. What is challenges we can think of like he or when we also join, what are all the challenges? So he is or she is eager to work but lacks in skills. So he wanted to or she wanted to prove his or herself, and they're very eager initially when they join the company. But they don't know how to do, what to do exactly. So for that, first we need to understand their skills, what skill they have, whether they need any advancement in that skill, whether they need to learn some more skill. So mostly when new people will join, they have some skills, but they also need to understand new skills which is relevant for the job or for the specific project. Now, when we understand that specific employee, now it is our action, like the leadership action, how we are going to uh, act. Okay, so for this specific scenario, we will be um, having the action item as a directing S1, where we will provide him or her clear instruction, step-by-step guidance, and assign a mentor and set the short-term goal. So we do have like every organization might have, or most organization might have the 6 month, and some have the 1 year, goal. So that is for the organization. Now, if new person is there, we cannot assess them or we cannot see after 6 months, right? So continuous improvement, we need to provide them short-term goals, and we need to understand um, how it is, impacting. So if you'll have the continuous feedback, when I'm saying continuous, so it would be based on like a project, maybe it would be initially it would be weekly basis or monthly basis, whatever you feel is comfortable. So in short, we need to provide the clear instruction, clear guidance, and we need to assign some mentor who can, if he or she has any question, any query, directly, they need to contact with the mentor. Then what would be the outcome out of this? Okay, so the outcome would be how the employee learn quickly. So employee will learn quickly and gain the confidence. So if it will happen like employees learning and he's or she's gaining the confidence, so they will move to the D2 or D3 or D4, whatever level is next, right? So this numbering is D1, D2, D3, D4 because of the process, like how mostly it used to follow the pattern. But it could be anything like from D2 to D4 or D3 also can go some person. So, what is the outcome here? Like he learn or she learn quickly and gain the confidence. Now, if you'll go to the next case study, which is struggling the performer. So, in the D2, this is the one scenario where mid-level engineer has some experience but struggles with a new automation tool. So suppose previously we they were using the manual sort of testing. Now they are using the automation. Some automation things comes in, and that employee specific employees facing challenges. Okay, so how we will overcome, right? So first we need to understand the level, his level, employees level of the development level. So we see the challenges. We need to document this, like um, employee feels overwhelmed and lacks confidence. So when we so suppose if you're talking about the same person here, I'm just giving one example. So if you're talking about the same person who was in D1, so some people, or I might think like I have provided him the clear instruction, step-by-step guidance. I have assigned mentorship and all these things. So I thought like my responsibility ends here. But if that employee moved to the next step where this might not be the new project, but there is something changed in the new project. So what we need to do as a manager. So he might be thinking, when I joined, I got a lot of responses, I got the people assigned and all this thing. But now I'm moving to the next improvement or the automation. Now, how I ask to help or how I convey this message. So sometimes people communicate, sometimes they don't. So it is a responsibility to see the scenario, and then we need to work on that. So as a leader, we need to take for this specific scenario, we need to take S2 action, coaching. The manager provided the feedbacks, then paired with the expert and gave the encouragement. So here, mostly like confident level is low, so we need to give the encouragement for this specific person so that he or she will feel the confidence, and then he will work on the taking the ownership of that specific project. What would be the outcome of that? So outcome would be the employee improved the performance and gain the confidence, which is very critical. So similarly, it is D3 and D4 is also there. So I think we are out of time, so I'll just cover quickly. In D4, where This is the example, a senior test engineer with 5 years of experience. He is working in the same project from 5 years. He know every in and out of the project. Uh, he is aware of what is going to happen also. So sometimes people predict like what is going to happen recently. So the challenges is needs autonomy to lead the project. So now he would not like someone to give them instruction. He might not or she might not like to take the mentorship. So now that employee is very independent. He or she wanted to take the lead to that project. So at that time, we will not provide the S1, S2, S3. We will provide the delegation S4. We need to trust him or her and to take the ownership. Then provide the minimal supervision. We don't need to micromanagement. We don't need to provide a lot of guidance or the rules unnecessarily. We need to just provide the minimal supervision and encourage the leadership, his leadership style. Then outcome is the engineering lead to the project successfully. So these are the things. Now, what are all personal and professional growth we need to have? So these are the common thing from commit to continuous learning, step out of the comfort zone, develop positive attitude, and this is the point where I wanted to focus more on. Like if you'll see this model, okay, so mostly every person might not have all the leadership skill. Okay, someone might be good at. So when I see your responses, so mostly people are focusing on the specific leadership style. So this is also we need to learn. First, we need to evaluate ourselves like where we are. Like always we are just supporting people. Maybe we are in S3, or always we are coaching every person. So if we are coaching every person, so for example, delegation 4 level, D4 level, and if we are giving a lot of in the you can say gyan, so that is also not needed. So first we need to understand ourselves like where we are, and based on that we need to learn the remaining leadership style. People can be in a different mode, so leadership also need to be in a different skills. Then what is the key takeaways? So these are the key takeaways for from this course. Like effective leadership require the blend of strategic thinking. Like we cannot um, think the same way, or we cannot apply the same thinking to the everyone, and the emotional intelligence. So we need to also uh, think about the how people are feeling, how people are behaving, and how they are adaptive to the change. Adaptability also we need to think of. Then we need to apply the situational leadership. So it will help mid-level manager adjust to different team dynamics. So it is not the static way of doing something. So there are a lot of tools or the technologies out there. They will just talk about the specific statical method. Like we need to just for x equal to, if it is x and y equal to 1 and 2, so it will 3. So it is not the always happen like dynamic statically, but dynamically we need to move ourselves, we need to manage ourselves based on the people, based on the situation. Then balancing the leadership and management role is crucial for the team success. Then continuous learning and feedbacks are essential for personal as well as professional team growth. We can have different sort of metrics. We can have different sort of techniques to get the feedback, to receive the feedback, and we need to make sure while giving or receiving feedback that people are not taking in a negative way. So before giving the feedback, we need to make sure like we can create the environment in way like people don't feel like it is I'm being supervised, or I'm being targeted, or I'm being pointed out like that. They don't need to feel. So they need to feel like it is for his or her personal as well as professional growth. So that is the takeaway that I wanted to share. Then the conclusion is like, just now what we have learned about the leadership principle, SL2s, and the focus on both professional and personal growth. So thank you so much. I will conclude here with one maybe said, like, whoever wants success without effort, he has dreamed the impossible. So thank you so much. I hope we are on time. Okay, we exceeded. Yeah, if there is any question, query, I
Yes.
would love to hear. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, Zaid, first of all, for this very insightful session. Our students definitely have learned a lot. Our emerging leaders, especially who are freshers or who are also mid-level managers, so have definitely learned a lot from your session, from your throughout the session. Your SL2 model, especially, is definitely was insightful. So we'll now open the floor for questions from our participants. Yes, you can please go ahead, participants. We
Like,
have given you the opportunity to unmute as well. Can quickly go ahead with your questions. Yes, Samarth. You've raised your hand, Samarth.
Very
Please go ahead.
good,
Yes,
Yes,
Samarth.
very good morning, Mohammed Zaid. This is Sunny here. It was very extremely wonderful from the last 1 hour. I listened to you very carefully.
thank you.
First of all, thanks a lot for providing such guidance for the young comers. My question is that being actually, I have been in the last 20 years, I have been in government sector only, and right now doing MITC PhD here. And I just wanted to know what is the scope of the persons who come from defense background with particular set of skills that you mentioned, which they acquire in the service of 20, 22 years. What is their scope in the corporate sector after the completion of the initial engagement of their?
Okay, so this is what we have discussed here is not related to any industry or not related to any specific scenario. It is related to the people management. Okay, and here we are not taking anyone as a individual. Here we are thinking like everyone are um, equal. Everyone need to give some what opportunities for personal as well as personal professional growth. So when we are talking about the specific scenario, so we need to apply situational leadership for the individual based on their performance. So if anyone is coming from the some background, so we need to first understand that. We need to understand their um, you know question where challenges what they are facing, and as a leader we need to provide the leadership. We need to provide the whatever they are looking for. It might be sometime it is out of scope, but we if you are not the appropriate person, so you can engage some other maybe third party person, or maybe your higher management. You can involve them, and the outcome has to be whatever problem is currently going on, it has to be stopped. It has to be conveyed. It has to be, discussed. So our as a mid-level, our responsibility is that like we need to address that specific question. If you can resolve, you can resolve. Otherwise, you need to convey to the some other person who is maybe appropriate person for that specific scenario. Yeah.
Correct. Thank you so much, Zahid. Yes, Samarth, please go ahead with your question.
understand this point in ineffective delegation and lack of team growth not understand and mismatched leadership style. This point not understand.
Okay, perfect. So, mismatch leadership, when we're talking about the mismatch leadership, so um, suppose in a team, there are two people, okay? One is coming from the background of, let's say, medical background. One came from the, let's say, automotive background. um, the way they are working in that different sort of industries or different sort of projects, that is very much different than individual, right? So now if we'll apply the same thing to the same both person, it won't work, right? So suppose if one person already have work on that project, he might be in maybe, let's say, D2 or D3. He has the skills. And if you'll applying the S1, which is directing, so he might be thinking like, I know all these things. I don't know why he is, giving me the same thing again and again. So that is the mismatch of leadership style. Okay. And which one you again said? Lack of team growth. Okay. So that lack of team growth is like, when we have understood like that specific person is not skilled in maybe some tool or maybe some technique which is crucial for your project. So you need to understand why it is happened. You need to give them chance to learn at this, maybe at the uh, time where activity is ongoing, or maybe we can think after that activity completed. So that what happened mostly, once the activity complete or once the project complete, no one is talking about, or very less people are talking about that project. But as a leader, we need to understand like where we lags behind, okay, based on that, or where we improved more this time. So we need to have that statics, so that based on that we can take the another project, and we can say that give reference to that project, like where we have lag behind. So these are the something that as a leader we need to focus more on. Yeah. Hope I have given the answer to your question.
Yes, I think that perfectly answers his question, Samarth's question. We have a question in the chat box. Before we move on to Aishwarya and give her the permission to unmute herself, we'll request you to take this question: how to address competition between two members.
Yes. So I think somewhere in between I have mentioned like, first we need to make the environment where uh, we need to make sure like we are working for the project. We don't have any personal conflict. So when we are giving the feedback, okay, so for example, two people are working in the same team, and one person don't like another person, so they might have given some feedback. So based on that feedback, or based on some scenario which happened, people think like, oh, he's or she's personally, not liking me, or not, having the good relationship. So first we need to understand the what is the thought process of individual. Okay, so there are maybe 100 or maybe 80 percentage of the time where I observe like people think in the different ways. So if I'm saying something and people taking it a different way, it will, give the competition between members. So first we need to understand how they are thinking, why they are saying like that, and we need to make them sit together, resolve those issues. If any leadership needed from us will involve. If there is anything that is out of our scope, um, like the payout thing, or maybe a human resource thing, or maybe um, the sort of facilities they have provided. So if that is related to that which is out of our scope, so we can contact to HR, or we can contact to our higher management to resolve those. But make sure if you find anything which might be formal or informal in between two people, as a leader you need to quickly take that as an action item. Like if you'll see now, they are just laughing and they are saying a few words, but it might give some uh, scenario in the future. So we need to avoid that as soon as we understand the situation. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Zaid, for answering that question so beautifully. So, Aishwarya, you can now unmute. Yes, Aishwarya.
Hello. So, like, first of all, like, thank you for sharing the valuable insights. My question is, like, what advice, like, you would like to give to someone who is stepping into a leadership role?
Yes. So, when we're talking about the leadership, so there are two things. One is people management, and one is the like project management. So when we are talking about the people management, that is very crucial. We need to understand people. We need to make sure if you are in a mid level, you're 10, 5, 10 people are reporting to you. So you need to make sure like you meet individual, you sit with them, you try to understand their pain point, you note it down. So if you noted down the issues, so it would be high possibility that you will address and you will look into it. Okay, so then you look into it, you try to resolve those issues, and then make sure so as a mid-level, what happen mostly, there is something which manager or higher manager will say, and there are something that we need to work with the employee. So we need to make that those balance. If all the things which the so maybe for mid-level we are getting lot of pressures. If we will always push those pressure to the individual, to the everyone, it would be, they will frustrate. They'll get frustrated. So how you will manage those things, that is quite important. When we're talking about the that and that is the skills that you need to learn, and you need to while you are working with the people, you need to apply some of the skill. When we are talking about the technical like project management skill, that is also things to learn, to understand the process, um, where process will start, how process will start, how it will be in mid-level. There could be some scenarios happen. We need to take that preventive actions, and we need to plan our deliverables. Like we need to create a higher term or the year goal, yearly or 6 month goal, as well as we need to set a short-term goal also. So if you'll apply those sort of skills, so there would be high chance that you will be getting in a good leadership uh, perspective or the spot. Okay, hope I answered the your question.
Yes, you have answered that. Yes, she has also replied on chat that you have answered the question beautifully. Yes, Aman, you can please go ahead with your question and unmute. Aman Mishra.
Hi Zahid. So I have only one question. Let's suppose a company has started their new project, and it is like it is a newcomer company in India. Like
Mhm.
previously, it was like working in US, and now they wants to expand their business in the like in India, to work with the new people and expand their project. So let's suppose they have hired lots of multiple peoples from multiple backgrounds and multiple environments. So now they have been assigned a new team leader, and let's suppose there are multiple kind of people over there. So the project is new for the team leader also, for the team members also, and they are directly handling the project from the client side. Like they are getting the training from the client side.
Yes.
So everyone is like looking for the opportunities as company is new, and as we all know that if a company is new and only one team leader is there and company wants to expand their business, so definitely there will be some of more opportunities like quality analyst or team leader or manager, and most of the like multiple positions are going to be there. So uh, in like achieving these positions, what should be the like steps to follow the candidates, so that they can achieve the that that kind of positions, like for the training position or for the team leader, whatever the position or whatever the opportunities they are going to be like receiving in their
Uh,
portfolio.
yes. What is your name, by the way?
Aman Mishra.
Aman. And can you tell me the name of that company?
It's Personify Health.
Okay, perfect. So, your question is like very relevant technologies, which is having the different sort of altogether concepts. So, they um, recently come to India, and the whatever question you have conveyed, exactly same thing. I'm also, I was also having a few years back. So, coming toward the challenges. So we will face a lot of challenges. We'll have opportunities to learn. We have opportunities to grow. So I'll tell you my scenario. When I joined this organization, I find out a lot of um, position. I find out a lot of opportunities. So I communicated to the managers here, managers to the US, and uh, within 6 months, I got promoted to the next leadership. So what I mean to say, like if you find any opportunity, you communicate, you ask the feedback, you discuss with the management, and you provide this solution. So what they are looking for the person who understand the situation and who has the problem solving skill. When you'll give that scenario to them, like uh, see, this is this problem that we are facing. For example, we got the two different teams now, and one manager might not sufficient, so they might be very heavily burdened. So I have the background of this one. So can I, firstly try to understand what is their pain point, how their, maybe communication with the team. So when we are working with the US, so timing is also some things what we need to, like 12 almost 12 hours difference are there. So their morning or night, something like that. So whether we are communicating properly or not. So whichever opportunity you find out, you need to communicate, you need to make the formal approach to that. It is not like just discuss with the manager and they will also say, ha, we'll look into it. So there are a lot of templates, there are a lot of techniques, how to communicate to the your manager. Okay, so in SL2 also, I do have a lot of when you'll learn this in a deep, so you will also find out the templates which are readily available. When how we are talking to the higher management, how you are talking to your peers, how you are talking to your employees. So there are different way of approaching to the problem. So in short, I would say, like, find out the root cause, find out the pain, find out the root cause, communicate with the managers, communicate with the lot of people who you think it is related to that. So, for example, you are working with one manager there, but you find out the another manager also have the same thing. So, if you are getting project from another manager, if you'll communicate that, so he might be interested in one person who is already knowing. Okay, so if he'll give any project, so he will make sure like you are involved in that, maybe in a project leader, manager, or whatever position he had. So that is what you need to work on. So that is what my response is.
Yes, thank you so much, Zahid, for answering that question. And I'm sure everybody around here is, quite relating to your examples that you are sharing, since they are already in the same situation. So yes, yeah, Yash, you can go next, and after that, we'll have just one more question due to the time constraint. Yes, Yash.
Hello.
Hey, hi.
Actually, uh, it is like completely relatable, and I just want to know As you told, there are many templates how to communicate with your manager and ask them and like do any discussion on any topic, so they will understand like this employee is much more interested in any work. Okay, so first question is what how to start communication with the manager on like topics what we have. And the second question is like tell me one thing, it is like other type, so if like if manager have already a person in his team, like he is the good one. Okay, so all knows that like when manager will like find any another opportunity or will go in other organization, so definitely he will gonna promote this employee to his designation. Okay, because when he will go to another organization, so that employee will take his designation. So how to like handle this situation?
Okay, so your first question is how to talk to how to initiate discussion with manager, right? So um before talking to manager, we need to make sure like uh we need to make sure where we are. Okay. So I'll give you my example. Like the day one I joined in the company, I have written the notes, and that is also with me. So from the day one to the company to the till today, whatever I have worked on the project, I have written down. So if anyone will ask about like what you work on that day, that specific day, so you need to be aware of that. You don't need, you can forget, so it is better to write it down somewhere. So that is one thing your daily tracking need to be there. Then when you're talking to manager, you make sure like you don't talk vaguely. You don't just talk like a fun, or you just don't talk to them like I want promotion or this thing. But you need to take the problem statement, like I find out this problem. Now, how we will be resolving this problem, that also you need to have a solution for that. So leader will take the action when you will have the uh, problem analytical skill, problem solving skill, and specific way of approaching that. So when you will share that, so he or she, whoever is your manager, they will think about you, like how you are approaching that. So when you have all these things, you plan, schedule the meeting. It is not like he's in between something and you just go and you say, I have this idea, this that idea. No, you just plan something. You communicate before that. I wanted to discuss maybe for testing. There is one opportunity. I wanted to discuss this, and these are my points, so that before that also he is prepared. So maybe he can give you some points also to work on. For example, every organization needs something to improve, right? And if you are giving them chance to improve, they will for sure give you opportunities. So that is the way of how we will talk to the manager. Okay. Then about your promotion, as I mentioned, like one person will left the company, and then you will get the other. So that is not quite like always happening. So there are opportunities also based on the uh, specific short time. So maybe they can give you some other project which is short time, and they wanted to evaluate you, like how you are performing, how you are behaving, and all these things. So you need to communicate continuously whenever projects are there, whenever positions are there. They will give you chance, and you need to prove. So sometime if they'll give chance and you just say that, but you didn't prove yourself, so again, that would be the question, like whether they will make you in that same situation or not. Okay, so that is the your 2 points. So I think it is covered.
Yes, you have covered it very beautifully, Zahid. So Sandeep has asked a question on the chat. We'll just take this last question and we'll conclude the session with that as well. So Sandeep is saying that he's working as a store manager and handling around hundreds of people, including skilled, semi-skilled, non-skilled as well. He wanted to ask you how we can lead to such a big team in a more efficient way.
Okay, so see, you think you are not thinking about as a manager. No, you think about the people who is working under you. Okay, so if I am working under you, what is my expectation? Okay, so someone who should understand me, who should give some feasibility when uh times comes like certain maybe certain leaves or certain compensation or certain thing which are good to me. I'm expecting that. So are you following that thing what you also like? So if you'll have those sort of skills, so first you need to communicate, you need to sit with them sometime formally, sometime informally. Uh, as we need to create an environment where everyone, or let's target one person from the 100%, if that is one person who is um, there, who everyone has some personal problem, professional problem, then other problems also. So if you just learn formally or informally, let's go for tea, or go for just walk and we'll talk about that. So friendly talk, formal talk, they'll give a confident, like, yes, he is my manager, but he is with me, he has my back. Whenever I need, I can, talk to them. So make sure you have created the good environment. Sometimes it is very difficult to talk to every individual. So you talk them occasionally, but don't make feel them like they are not at all listening to you, like you are not listening to them or you are bypassing them. If any time you feel like I have bypassed that specific person, so you just go and you individually talk to them, like, so that is the situation. I feel I have, bypassed you, but my intention was not that, because the certain scenarios. So for example, the market is not that much good, so we can give this much compensation, which is more than what was I was expecting. So something like that we need to give, and we need to create that environment for every individual. Every individual should feel valued. Every individual should feel like he or she is learning. Every individual should feel like he's safe to the work. So if you'll give all the things what they're looking for, so I think we can become a good leader or the manager.
Perfectly answered that question, Zahid. And thank you so much for sharing those very thoughtful answers, very relatable to the present day scenarios that every one of us, especially our students, face every other day, right? So before we conclude, Zahid, we'd like to express our heartfelt gratitude for your time and your valuable insights. And as a token of appreciation, we have prepared a certificate of recognition to honor your contribution to the Synergy Sphere platform. Yes, a big round of applause to
Okay.
you. Yes. So thank you so much once again, Zahid, for being with us today, sharing a very like your knowledge on a very important topic, which is leadership. Every one of us is going through like certain situations in our workplace, and we are always striving hard to become good leaders, right? So it was very insightful your session, and to all our attendees, leadership is not just about authority; it's about influence as well, adaptability, and continuous learning. So as you navigate your careers, as you go through your careers with ease, remember that the lessons from today's session, uh, please remember those and strive to be the leaders you aspire, growth and collaboration. So yes, thank you so much,
Yes,
Zahid.
thank you.
Anything
Thank you so
any
much.
parting words you would like to say to our
E-
learners?
So I know there are a lot of questions that I have like people have. So I have sent my email ID so they can send me questions. So maybe I can
Yes,
try to
that would be
give
perfect.
everyone's reply. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Trupti ma'am, for conducting such a wonderful session.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights,
Yeah.
Zahid.
Thank
So
you.
yes, students, if you also want to, come to this platform as a speaker, we have shared the link of the form as well on the chat previously, and we'll be sharing it again in some time on your email ID. So please go ahead and share your your registration on that form and be a speaker on this platform. So until the next time, stay curious, stay ambitious, and always keep leading with purpose. Have a great day ahead, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.